name is Tina Pennycuick and welcome to Doorways. And I've been putting off doing this for quite a while, actually. I have. But I wanted to create something and put something out there that was an invitation to people to explore and listen to things that might resonate with them and might ultimately change their lives. Now, that's not me sitting here and suddenly miraculously give you answers to all the problems in your life. It genuinely isn't. What it's meant to be is to open a door so that you can choose which door that you walk through that will have a positive impact on your life. And my experiences that I'm largely going to be talking around are lived experiences. I'm 58 now, soon to be 59 this year. And most of my adult life I've spent in the corporate environment working hard, because I genuinely believe that if you were successful, that you could provide all of the things for your family that could make them happy, so that you had the beautiful home, you have the nice car to drive around in, you can go on beautiful holidays and things, and that, through all of those lived experiences, is that is going to make you happy. But as we all know, what happens is you strive for more. Now, I'm at a position in my life where I have a beautiful home, I have a lovely life, I do. But the differences between now and before is that I can truly say that I am happy. I know what happiness is, I know what joy is, but it's taken me an awful long time to find it, because we're taught directly and indirectly that if we just keep pushing, if we keep holding it together, that eventually everything will be great and you'll be happy and you'll be complete. But that's not what happens. Often what actually happens is that we lose ourselves or we burn out, and that doesn't have to be in a dramatic way, and it doesn't have to be that everything suddenly falls apart, but it can be a really subtle nuance, if you like, of something's missing. You're still succeeding, you're still doing absolutely everything right that you should be, but inside there's that little bit that you just can't name. And that's the place that I had reached some years ago now. I didn't feel unhappy exactly, but I knew that something wasn't there anymore. And I didn't have the language or the narrative to know what that something was. And that's what Doorways is about. Doorways isn't, it's not about answers, it's not about instructions. They're going to be conversations and moments that resonate and that open something inside of you. And a doorway doesn't tell you where to go. Our life is full of, isn't it? If you just if you journal your life away, this will happen. If you want to earn loads of money, you need to manifest it, and the language that you use. We're inundated with things now telling us how to do something to find what it is that we're missing. And I don't want to do that. I really don't. I just want to, if you like, create some doorways for you that you can go and explore what that looks like for you. So there's nothing going to be prescriptive, there's nothing formulaic about it. It's just conversations that might help you feel what's true to you. And for me, that doorway opened when I started questioning how I'd been living and how I'd been working, and I could see how much of it was inherited. So my beliefs about work, responsibility, money, worth, were all picked up very, very early and reinforced over time. And I rarely questioned them in truth. But I've realised that I've been living or had been living patterns that weren't consciously chosen by me. They were just familiar roads, paths that I thought you should do, in truth. And I noticed something else, and somebody asked me this question many years ago, And it was, what brings you joy? And I couldn't answer that question. I could tell you what brought me happiness, but I couldn't tell you what brought me joy. And I didn't actually know what joy was, and I didn't know the difference between happiness and joy, and I'm going to come to that. So I thought that happiness and joy were the same thing, but they're not. Happiness tends to be linked to circumstances, so things going well, good things are happening. I've just bought this, or I've just gone on holiday and I was really happy about booking it. But joy is deeper than that. It lasts longer. It comes from alignment. It comes from meaning. It comes from connection. Someone just once described this to me, and it was a guy called January, actually, from Tanzania, so shout out to January. And I was sat in the car with him, and he had this business that was called, actually I can't remember the name of the business, but the narrative was find joy in experiences. So I said to him, what's your thinking of joy, and what's the difference between joy and happiness? And he said to me, joy is about how connected you feel within yourself, and happiness is often what's happening to you. And that really landed with me. It really did land with me, because I could see that I'd been chasing happiness markers, so success, approval, security, and while joy had sort of gone under the radar to me. And don't get me wrong, there are days where I don't feel joyous, but I largely feel joy, and I have chosen to do that consciously. So Doorways is simply a space to explore that honestly and without pressure. So if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling a bit flat, if you're questioning what does your life look like, or even if it looks fine and you're not broken, but you're thinking, what is that little bit that's missing? This is an invitation, and it's an opening, and it's those conversations that I truly would wish for you to open a doorway and see what it is you're looking for and what you're meant to do about it. So welcome.